Hello, everyone. So, like you would have noticed, as you would have noticed, I didn't make a video on Monday. I was sick in bed since Friday already, and I'm still not that well. But I know you'll forgive me for showing up without makeup and not looking perfect because this is the real deal. This is what life and spirituality looks like. And I was just thinking, because I didn't post about the Lionsgate portal. It's such a big thing, and everybody's making such a big deal about it. But it's very interesting that the angels aren't really phased by those kind of things. And sometimes I think we make spirituality too weird. And we'll talk about all these portals and energies and star children and all kinds of things. But what's happening here? What's happening now? What's in your life and what do you need to deal with here? And I love it that the angels always simplified. It's not difficult. It's easy. Sometimes I feel, should I have said more? Should I know more? And then I just realized, but no, it's simple. And it's not easy, but it's simple. And so this is how I want to show up for this week because we are going through tremendous change. And the Lionsgate portal does have something to do with it on energy level. Of course, the planets aligning and all of that makes great sense in what we are struggling with and what we're striving for. But what do we do here on Earth in this plane? And how do we use it and create? And what I've noticed for this week is that we are going through some deep, deep shit. So, again, revisiting places in our mind and in our space, dark places of hopelessness and I won't say unforgiveness, but a sense of futility. And we all may go through it in different ways. So, I know that this cleansing of my body is a cleansing on all levels and that we are not doing it just for ourselves. Of course, it's for the consciousness and this whole creative past. And what I've seen within myself is that the anger is really there. It's like all my filters are gone. And I just say what I want to say, especially with my family, of course. And then I wonder, what's this about? But it's like that truth just needs to get out. And it's things I already know, but things I keep quiet about. And this week it has been hectic because I really am aware of how I show up. I don't believe in not practicing what I preach. And I believe in order to have your own peace and your own joy, you really need to create it through your own actions in how you act and react. That's where peace and joy lies. We lose our peace and joy when we act in a way that is not in harmony with our true selves. And so we are revisiting some interesting places because I feel happy and sad at the same time. I feel excited about my island tour, and at the same time, I feel depressed and I can't think about tomorrow. So, weird things. But as the angels came to explain to me this morning, is that we are really just clearing out those old habits and patterns that we keep falling into. And to be really aware of them and how we use and abuse, Michael says, Archangel Michael, how we abuse those things and use them as excuses to not be happy and to keep telling ourselves, I'll never get there, I'll never have a happy relationship, I'll never travel, I'll never be successful, or whatever we are telling ourselves. But it's really in our face. And it's like we need to now find, okay, this needs to die, that part of me needs to die now, and this is what needs to be reborn. And it's as if we are just focusing on sifting through it on a daily basis. And whereas I always feel guilty when I'm not working and when I can't do yoga and I can't teach a class, It's again that, but I'm healing, although I've been healing for a couple of months now. But it's the challenge, hey, is where are we okay with what's happening here? And where are we okay with what's happening in our lives? And how can we surrender that? How can we release that in order to bring more freedom, more joy, instead of being stuck and worried and trying to shift things in the direction that we think it needs to happen? And that's why it's quite simple. Because when you get rid of all of these extra things of what we think should happen, at our core, we want one basic thing that's all in line with joy, love, and peace, which is actually one thing as well. So simplify to that. And every time your mind strays towards, oh, I'll never achieve that or that will never happen, bring yourself back to that simpleness of joy and fulfillment. And in believing in that, and if you struggle with that, ask the angels to help you with that. So, yes, we are dealing with life. Life is snotty and life is shitty, but there's hope and there's beauty. And every step that you take in the direction of miracles is a positive step, an investment in yourself. And that is why every time I start worrying and I start fearing that something isn't going to happen in the way I want it to happen, immediately I detach from the outcome and I go into that space of saying it's okay whether it happens or not. Whatever needs to happen will be for my greatest good. That sounds very poetic, but that surrender, that release from a specific outcome is what brings the freedom. That we release having to force something or having to be responsible for making something happen. And so this is what we need to focus on this week is, yeah, go into those dark corners, go and sweep there, go and see what's happening in those dark corners, and then bring in the light and enlighten your space, enlighten your inside space, enlighten yourself as to who is the soul within this space. And this is what we'll also talk about tomorrow evening on the Thursday evening teachings. So if you want to join me, let me know at angelmessages@telcomsa.net. And for the rest of this week, try to hibernate as much as possible, even if it's just in a mind space or in an emotional space. But definitely be there for yourself in a spiritual space and connect. Connect to spirit in a way that you've never connected before. Just make that decision and you will feel your soul coming in and coming to the forefront and connecting in new ways that you haven't experienced before. I hope you enjoy that. I'm going to try my best. See you next week. Bye, guys.